Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Reeves Subaru in Tampa, Florida, and guess what? We have probably one of the most muscle of all the muscle cars. This is a 2019 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. But before we dive into this wide body Hellcat, let's talk about what's going on here. The Challenger Hellcat really was a game changer when it was first introduced. 707 horsepower from the factory, fully under warranty. With this 2019, going wide body brings that extra wild, muscular look, but it also brings more rubber to meet the road. I think the thing that makes this particular 2019 stand out the most when you think of what is the perfect modern muscle car is that purple plum crazy color. It's actually a color that's been discontinued for 2020. So if you want one, you're gonna have to find a 2019 or older model to get that true essence. But why don't we go ahead, let's find out, really, is this the best modern muscle car, the way that it's been optioned, the color, and of course the performance. Let's go ahead and dive in. Right off the bat, going wide body is gonna add almost an additional 3 inches of width to the front of the vehicle. Now when we drop down, you can kind of see the massive front splitter here. Yes, you could eat your lunch. Right here you could put a Big Mac and a small fry right on this splitter, but you'll notice how it curves up into that wide body all the way around the fender well, looking really good. Now, as we come across the front end of this Challenger, you have that egg crate shaped grille pattern, flat black, the quad headlights. And the reason why it's a little bit different though than your standard quad is that you're gonna have the 2 hollowed out inner headlights that's gonna help bring more air into this SRT trimmed Hellcat. Now SRT, that is that muscle branch of Dodge. When you say Mopar no car, SRT is right there with that whole organization. And they're the ones that brought the Viper, brought the SRT4, and definitely brought the Hellcat and Demon. But love the massive look, the presence of this car. And that's, when I think muscle car, I don't just think about power underneath the hood, but I just think of the presence, and this definitely has a very muscular presence. You drop your way down, same grille pattern, and even in the corners, everything is functional. Nice large corner intakes at the front end of the business, and that massive splitter is just gonna give you downforce and help scoop. It's like a big snow shovel trying to force feed air into the radiator area of this supercharged V8. Now when we get up onto the twin inlet hood, I love this design. You know, for 2019, I'm so glad that they brought this out. You have the flat black, fully functional, nice twin bulge rays. Hey, 1 bulge is great, 2 bulges even better. That's what they all say. So really love the shape of the hood, and this purple plum crazy color, it's really just intoxicating. It really is. Now when you get to the wheel and tire setup, when you go wide body, it's not just some fender flares that they tack on. You're getting these 20-inch wheels. Love the flat black look of them, split spoke. Really shows the depth of what's going on each fender. 305 35 series sidewall. This one has the optional pumpkin orange, if you like Halloween, pumpkin orange bright 6-piston Brembo calipers, 2-piece over 15-inch rotors that are slotted and ventilated, and you're gonna have the adaptive suspension. So you're getting a lot of goodies when you go wide body. Now going down the side, I like the nice bright silver Hellcat logo, especially with the purple. From one end to the other, it really fits the silhouette of the original Challenger. Remember, the original Challenger came out in 1970. It's been a while, but boy, oh boy, do we have that whole connection here. We get to the tail end of the business, and we come around back, you're gonna get the nice, massive trunk lid spoiler with the SRT badge and the Hellcat logo. And I really think from the back, this thing looks just as menacing as from the front. You're gonna have full LED lights. My only zonk are those vacuum style exhausts. I just wish that Mopar would just add that quad tip exhaust. If you go into the Mopar catalog, which remember, Mopar stands for motor parts, you can get a beautiful quad tip / cut exhaust. Comes out all the way to the edge, and it looks really sinister, plus has a great sound. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see the heart of this Hellcat. All right guys, we got the hood pop. Now the great news is, going 2019, you're getting more horsepower. It was 707 at the beginning of the Hellcat generations. Now it's 717, Feast your eyes on that 6.2 liter supercharged V8. We even have this being purple plum crazy. We got plum juice in the radiator overflow tank. No, really, that's actually antifreeze. Comes in many different colors. Purple is one of them, and I think it fits the car perfect. The beautiful metallic purple plum and the purple coolant. I think they did that on purpose almost, maybe. But anyways, 6.2 liters, that equals out to 370 cubic inches. You know, on the muscle car forums on Facebook and MySpace, they argue there's no replacement for displacement. Hello? There's a replacement for displacement, a supercharged engine. So having that supercharger is gonna bump out 717 horsepower. I like the plastic covers that they put with the Hemi badge, the supercharged script. Really, really looking good. With that horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque, it's all mated to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. The one downside to this whole equation is that she's heavy. She's 4,469 pounds, but you're looking at 0 to 60 in about 3.7 seconds, quarter mile in 11.5, top speed 199 miles an hour. MPGs, we won't even talk that. Actually, I'll tell you, 13 in the city, 21 the highway. If you really care about MPGs, I'll direct you to your local Toyota dealership where you can pick up a nice Prius. One thing I do want to showcase before we disappear is that we do have this wonderful open air box. You got that K&N reusable cone-shaped filter, and then here is where the air from the twin inlets is going to just be poured. See how it's got the SRT badge? Just going to pour like a waterfall onto that K&N cone filter. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the best part of any muscle car review. Let's fire up this beast and hear its roar. Hi guys, we're inside the 2019 Plum Crazy Purple Challenger Hellcat wide body. I know you're at that point, you're like, Joe, well, how much is this thing? MSRP, and I actually have the original window sticker here, well, a copy of the window sticker, is, believe it or not, $77,480. Lots of options that I'm gonna show you. Give LD a call because they have this thing priced right, ready for your garage, and it only has 6,100 miles. So very, very low miles. Let's see what you're getting for the money. To the door panel. So soft touch material. You're gonna get the leather on the armrest with the white contrast stitching. I like the way they have a Twinkie pocket in the back, and up front you got a milk pocket to put a nice bottle of milk. This one has the optional Alpine sound system. When we get to the dash, soft touch SRT badge, and then you're gonna have that 8.4-inch Uconnect system, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, dual climate control, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation, the list goes on and on and on. I love this machined aluminum look that they have. You got your bright red start stop button. I'll throw it into reverse. It's grainy, but you know what? It takes up the whole screen size, and you got trajectory, which is really nice. I'll hit the SRT button here. Here's our performance pages. We could go into our different modes, which is really great, and then you could go into your individual performance pages. Down below, you have radio controls, which is nice, actual knobs and buttons. You have launch control, AC controls. Love the stitch work. This is gonna control that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. This place is where you're gonna wanna put your time slips when you go to the drag strip, because boy, oh boy, are you gonna be able to live your life 1/4 mile at a time. 2 cup holders. Open this up, you got plenty of room for pink slips. So if you're racing people for their cars, you can put the pink slips in here. You got 2 USBs, an aux jack, and a 12 volt. And then the seats, this one has the optional Napa leather, SRT, perforated all the way down, electric assist for the passenger and the driver. And you got plenty of headspace here. So you could put on your helmet, go down the 1/4 mile. You could even autocross or take this to a road course. Just beware that the Challenger does weigh almost 4,500 pounds. So it's gonna be a challenge, but if you're up for the challenge, it'll be a lot of fun to try to figure out how to get the power down as you're going through, say, a road course or an autocross course. But why don't you come over to the business end? I wanna show you behind this leather wrapped steering wheel in this Challenger Hellcat wide body. All right guys, behind the wheel of this Challenger Hellcat wide body, here's your seat controls, nicely found. My big zonk is for the very small dead pedal. The size of that dead pedal belongs in a Chevy Chevette. That's where that dead pedal belongs. I need a little bit more real estate for my size 12 feet. And then I do like the aluminum brake pedal and throttle. Steering wheel, great thickness. This plastic here feels exactly what it's made out of, plastic, cheap plastic. I don't like this part here, so I'm zonking that. Paddles need to be a little larger. I would like extended paddles because when you're at the strip or a road course, you're gonna have to focus a little too much on making sure you hit these little guys if you're gonna do manual shifting with the paddles, and that's something you don't need to be thinking about. Dash, I love the retro design with the analog tech, analog speedometer. In the center there you have a cornucopia, a plethora, an all-you-can-eat buffet of different types of gauges. And watch this, you could go through and get all different sorts of readouts. Look at this. Really, really cool to have all of that information, and that's what makes this a real performance car. Love looking out over the hood, seeing the two bulges. I'm gonna do it just for this review. I'll show you how usable this muscle car is. We're gonna get into the back seat, so I'll see you in a second. All right, guys, back seat time. We got the seat pulled forward. The nice thing is thank God this is not a Camaro or a Mustang because it would be a tighter fit. But here I go, 6 foot tall Joe Rady. You know what? Not too shabby. I could actually sit upright. My head is not touching the headliner. And you know what's great? Get a couple bigger people like myself back here. That would probably help you get some traction down to the ground. Maybe throw a couple more people in the trunk just to get the traction down to the ground. But why don't we go check out that trunk and see how much space you have in the Hellcat. But watch this. I know what people are gonna complain not doing this. Plenty of room here. Look at this. Let's go. Let's check out the trunk because I'm ready to go on throttle. Let's go do it. All right, guys, time to get in the trunk. Another usable space here. You find the button, you open it. Look at all that room. Tons of space, more room than a Camaro. Pretty much on par with a Mustang. So you're gonna get the ability to fold down the seats, do the 60-40 split, and you have plenty of room. Think about it. You go to the strip, you're gonna want either some slicks or some cheater slicks. Put the jack in there, a couple jack stands, maybe a couple coolers, an air compressor, maybe a pop-up tent. All that will fit in there, and you could go enjoy your track day that much better. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle with this Hellcat wide body. All right, guys, we're in the 2019 Challenger Hellcat wide body on throttle. Smoke them if you got them. Here we go. Getting on the highway, piece of cake, supercharger wine, full blast. Wow. Yeah, we had no grip, first or second gear. Slowly started to regain grip as we're going second to the third and got up to highway speed right away. I tell you, these freaking Hellcats are a ton of fun. And like I said, even though they're on an older chassis, very dated chassis, I mean, this chassis goes back well before the actual Challenger first hit the streets back in 2008, the current iteration of this vehicle. Rides really smooth, and there's a ton of room in here. It's just the challenge, no pun intended, or maybe there was pun intended, there's a lot of weight. I mean, 4,500 pounds is a lot of weight to move, and to think that this vehicle, which is not really aerodynamic by any means, can do 199 miles an hour, just proves the muscle behind the car. All right, guys, on throttle, here we go. Wow. From a roll, she got the power down. Feeling good. Those 305s. You definitely want to wait until you are straight line to get on that throttle. I can feel the extra weight, but like I said, muscle car. This isn't a sports car. This is pure muscle car at its truest of the form in our current day and time. But I tell you, you're not waiting for power. That supercharger starts spinning, the boost builds, and you are off like a rocket. Let's do some on throttle fun here. 1, 2, 3, on throttle. Smoke them if you got them. Woo! Yeah! Boy, oh boy, is this an amusement ride all wrapped up in one car. Look at this. Great sound coming from that V8. Yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I tell you, the color, the sound, the performance, it checks off every box. I'm sitting on Napa leather, soft as a big old barrel of Charmin that somebody hoarded for the pandemic, and lots of space in here. Plus you can share it with people in the back seat too. That's what makes the whole car enthusiasm work, is to share it with others. And what better car than this purple Plum Crazy Hellcat wide body. All right guys, time to do some merging on throttle. Here we go. I feel like Mad Max for the Thunderdome. Wow, just crazy how fast you get up to speed. The car behind me just became a little tiny dot the more and more on throttle we were. It's a really, really special car, and yeah, you might not turn the fastest lap time at Sebring in it, but boy oh boy is it gonna put the biggest freaking smile on your face driving it to and from wherever the heck you're going. But speaking of where we're going, we're gotta get back to Reeves Subaru and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right guys, another great day with a great car here at Reeves Subaru. Definitely gotta thank LD and the rest of the crew getting us access to this 2019 Purple Plum Crazy Challenger Hellcat wide body. It really shows that if you want to go true modern day muscle car, nobody does it better than a Mopar product, and really glad that they're able to bring the performance, bring the style. And you know what? The chassis may be old, the design may be getting a little long in the tooth, but they're still selling and they're still standing out. But if you want to keep seeing muscle cars like these on Ready to Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ready to Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Ready to Rise merch. Got to give it up to Crown Vic, working that camera out here. He wants to go do a burnout. He wants to do a burnout so bad, so we're going to get him in that Chevy Chevette I mentioned earlier and have him do the biggest burnout ever. So if you're ready, I'm ready, Victor. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.